Are you really a sports fan if you don't know the name Claressa Shields? This is the kind of biopic that excites me. These are the kinds of stories we should be telling. I want to know more true stories about people that we should know more about, but for some reason we just don't. I am ashamed that I myself did not know about the 17-year-old girl who went to the Olympics and competed in boxing and became the first American woman to win a gold medal in the sport. Not only do I owe her a thank you for representing my country in the ring, but now I can thank Miss Shields for allowing her incredible true story to enter the annals of great American sports movies. Hi, my name is Emily, or La Movie Mija. I'm a part-time filmmaker, full-time movie lover, and this is my review of The Fire Inside. Let's get into it. This is the story of Claressa T-Rex Shields, a boxer from Flint, Michigan, who trained to become the first woman in her country's history to win an Olympic gold medal in the sport. The film is directed by Rachel Morrison, and it stars Ryan Destiny and Brian Tyree Henry. Written by the Academy Award-winning co-writer and director of Moonlight, Barry Jenkins, The Fire Inside is everything you want and expect from a classic American sports story, and so much more. This is an inspirational story on many levels because the events behind the scenes of the production in and of itself are a miracle. And I just want to take a moment to gush about it a little bit. From filmmaker to filmmaker, there are just so many wonderful things this production got right, even in the face of delays and shutdowns, which for most films is the nail in the coffin, making sure that they never see the light of day. Now, this is Rachel Morrison's directorial debut, and it was an uphill battle. If her name sounds familiar, that's because she was the cinematographer for such films as Black Panther, Fruitvale Station, Dope, and Mudbound. Mudbound is a 2017 critically acclaimed film by Dee Reese, which led Morrison to become the first woman ever nominated for Best Cinematography Oscar. Let that sink in for a second. So how does she make the leap from cinematographer to director? While Barry Jenkins wrote the screenplay for the film, it seemed like a natural conclusion to assume that the award-winning director in his own right would also direct this film. However, given the nature of the story of a young girl, teenage girl pursuing her Olympic dreams, Jenkins wanted a woman to direct. Enter Morrison, who was really excited about the prospect of directing and connected very heavily with the material. But then the challenges began. Between studio mergers and major delays leading to the exit of Ice Cube, who was originally cast in the role that Brian Tyree Henry eventually took over, to the entire thing shutting down just 2 days into filming due to the COVID-19 shutdown, there were many times that this film just seemed like it wouldn't get made. Were it not for the tenacity of its cast, crew, producers, and the director, Morrison, who even seriously took up boxing on the side to get in the mind of a fighter. Like, she's like an avid boxer now. That's dedication. This movie almost wasn't. Then once it was absolutely going to be, Morrison brought on a female DP, a female assistant director, a female production editor, and placed many people of color as department heads across the film. We love to see it. And spoiler alert, The Fire Inside kept that flame alive, and now we have a moving sports biopic and a story that deserves the light. Before we continue with the review, I just want to take a moment to say welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for checking out my video. The holidays can be a really weird or lonely time, but something I always find comfort in is watching movies. And I'd love to know what your favorite holiday time movies are. They don't have to be holiday related. They just have to be movies that you like to watch during this time of year. And of course, I'd like to remind you to please like and subscribe to my channel. I post a new movie review every single week, and sometimes I'll even take you to the movies with me. And for even more movie news, reviews, and personal insights, you can follow me at Movie Mija on all the things. So let's talk about the film itself. The movie opens with this gorgeous aerial shot of a young Claressa running through her neighborhood, and I already knew, looking at that opening montage, we're going to get visuals. The camera in this movie feels alive. I just love when a cinematographer gets to direct. But every frame has a purpose. It's not about flash or novelty. It feels really grounded in the story. So when we see that opening shot of young Claressa running in her neighborhood, it's introducing us to our protagonist. It's communicating her dedication and her tunnel vision, her singular vision of becoming the best. And it's introducing us to the city of Flint, which is a big presence in her life. It's all she's ever known, and it's a big part of who she is. And there's a lot of poetic instances of that throughout the film where the visuals just really do a wonderful job of upholding the themes of the story. You can also see a lot of technical prowess in the director's arsenal, and that's definitely a testament to her past experience with directors like Ryan Coogler, Rick Famuyiwa, and Dee Reese. And even given that slice of directors she's worked with, it's no surprise that Morrison definitely has like a wealth of understanding and appreciation of being really human-centered in her storytelling. And that goes a long way in creating a groundswell of authenticity in the character and in the setting. The characters and the setting feel relatable and approachable, and I think that's important because there is an alternate reality in which this film, in lesser hands, feels like it's looking down on or pitying the people or places it's portraying. This movie never does that. Enough praise can't be said about the performances in this film. Everyone in the cast is stellar. Brian Tyree Henry, that man. He is the kind of actor who just makes everything better. Anything he is in, I guarantee you, he's probably the best part of that project. So when I say that he has a very stellar equal in Ryan Destiny, that is a testament not only to what she is able to bring to the character, but she was a very disciplined athlete in her training for this role. It's not easy to just jump into becoming a boxer. And Rachel Morrison, the director, made sure that Ryan Destiny was up to the task of training, as she put it, a Christian Bale level training to be the boxer that she is in this movie. And she is tasked with many things. Not only is there an athleticism and that physical component of her performance that's really important, but she is really great at being that very forward ingenue with a very youthful energy because she's a teenager. She's charged with doing so much, and as naturally gifted as Claressa is, Ryan's performance is balanced in showing the physical and the mental grit a boxer has to have in order to master the ring. She's really good at showing that mental tenacity that is required of her in her role, and the challenge of navigating being a big sister and a high school student. There's a lot of things on her plate, and Ryan Destiny definitely rises to the occasion. I was really impressed by her. Now, the true magic of this movie is it could have easily been a perfectly fine, by the numbers boxing biopic filled with all of the usual fodder. Think of any boxing movie. Any movie, good or bad, you've got training montages. You've got your trials and tribulations. You've got your lead up to the big match. You've got your hero experiencing doubt. You've got your pep talk from the coach. You've got the big match, the match aftermath, your return back home, on and on and on. Now, what if I told you that this movie has every single one of those beats, but they never feel forced? They always feel earned and they always feel earnest. That is a product of the incredible screenplay, the impeccable direction, the tender performances, but it's also a testament to Claressa Shields, the woman this movie is about, and her life story. She isn't just a boxer trying to win Olympic gold. Not that that's an easy thing to do. I'm not trying to downplay that at all. If you are trying to win Olympic anything, you're amazing. She's a Black teenager from Flint, Michigan. If you don't know anything about Flint, Michigan, it's a city that has a very storied history, as many cities do. But in this case, they've had their own share of crises, including financial emergencies and a public health emergency in which the public lacked access to clean water. So there is a big intersectionality in the challenges that Claressa has to navigate just to get to the Olympics. What I was really surprised about this movie is how well it shows those two major external journeys that Claressa goes on. She's not just an athlete trying to win gold in the ring and be a successful boxer. She's also a woman who's trying to navigate a male-dominated field and trying to gain her own financial success and just be on par with her peers. If being a woman entering a male-dominated sport like boxing wasn't enough, add to it the conditions of her age, her race, her economic status, and her hometown. Odds? Stacked like they've never been stacked before. And the way this movie handles all the intersectionalities of those challenges to give us a complete portrayal of a person. I feel like sometimes biopics fall short because they try to give us this idea of what we have of the person already. They're trying to mirror back to us the image that everyone has of this person in the public eye. And that's usually because the people that we choose to focus on are people who have been extensively written on or have had other movies made about them in the past. So to have someone like Claressa Shields, who is probably not as well known as a Michael Phelps, as a Simone Biles, I think it's an incredible advantage for this film to tell the story of someone who isn't as well known. And I really hope that this movie helps to make her more of a household name, because after you watch this movie, Claressa Shields deserves to be mentioned in any conversation about sports, the Olympics, boxing, or general pay equity challenges within the sport of boxing or across women's sports in general. Overall, The Fire Inside is an instant classic biopic about a story that everyone should know. Yes, the facts of her story are inherently inspirational, being that young, going to the Olympics, winning gold, everything that follows after that. But combine the visual identity of the film set against a gripping score, which I forgot to mention, the music is really good, and add in the compelling portrayals by Brian Tyree Henry and Ryan Destiny, and you've got a 1-2 punch of story and glory. Okay, that is all for now. Thank you so much for watching my video. I'll see you next time. Bye!